Hi, fourth grade. We're going to pick up the rest of chapter 9 tonight. I'm sorry I did not post my read aloud last night. I was a little overwhelmed with the news that we got yesterday, so I just wanted to say that I do miss all of you, and I know we'll see each other again soon. All right, let's pick up where we left off. The boys were going to the movie theater, and they were taking Fudge and his friend along. Nobody wanted to sit next to Fudge. I went back to Mom. Okay, we'll take them, but we won't sit next to them. That's reasonable, Mom said. It's a deal, I told Alex and Jimmy. We walked into town. We were too early to buy tickets, so we showed Jimmy's father his painting in the window of the gallery. I dressed up as Anita Zanger for Halloween, Alex said. My costume was outstanding, if I say so myself. You don't think you're too great, do you? Jimmy said. I'm just telling the truth, Alex said. I can't believe this guy, Jimmy whispered to me. He's usually not like this, I whispered back. I never should have gotten the two of them together, I thought. They really couldn't stand each other, and they were making me miserable. Hey, let's go and introduce Jimmy to Beverly, I said, trying to sound cheerful. Beverly greeted us. Well, if it isn't Alex and Peter and Fudge. And Daniel Mannheim, Daniel said. I'm 6. I live at 432 Vine. Glad to meet you, Daniel, Beverly said. And this is Jimmy Fargo, I told Beverly. You know, Fargo. Frank's son, Beverly asked. That's right. I just love your father's paintings, Beverly said. They're so original. He's working on a new one, Jimmy said. It's called Salamis on Parade. Sounds fascinating, Beverly said. My father likes salami, Jimmy said. Salami and onion sandwiches are his favorite. I don't eat anything with onions, Daniel said. We know, I said. Salami and onions, Jimmy said. My father could just about live on salami and onions. Beverly laughed. I bet he doesn't do much kissing. That's right, Jimmy said. My mother's the one who likes kissing. That's why she moved to Vermont. Well, Beverly said, I'd certainly like to meet your father someday. Maybe we can arrange that, I said, thinking that Beverly and Mr. Fargo might really like each other. And Jimmy must have been thinking the same thing because he said he doesn't eat salami and onions every day. On Sundays, he likes lox and eggs. I don't eat anything with lima beans or onions or peas, Daniel said, and I hate crust on my bread, and I only drink chocolate milk. You're a fussy eater, Beverly said. That's right, Daniel said. You want to make something of it? No, Beverly said. I certainly don't. We have to go now, I said. We're going to see Superman. Have a good time, Beverly called. I wondered if anybody went into the gallery besides us. I had never seen a customer in there. Outside, a line had formed in front of the movie theater. As we were walking to the end of it, I spotted Joanne McFadden. She was with Sharon, who's always looking at the ground or the sky, and Elaine, who likes to punch guys in the stomach. I guess Joanne spotted me too, because she called, Peter, and waved me over to her. Give me your money and I'll buy you your tickets, she said. That way you won't have to stand at the end of the line. Mom had given me enough to treat Alex, Jimmy, and Daniel, so I passed the bill to Joanne and stood right behind her. When the wind blew, her hair hit my face, and I didn't move, even though it tickled my nose. Well, Elaine said after we had our tickets, aren't you going to introduce us to him? She nodded in Jimmy's direction. Oh, sure. Jimmy, meet Elaine, Sharon, and Joanne. Jimmy looked at Sharon for a long time. Sharon looked at the sky. I'm Daniel Mannheim, the little creep said. I'm 6. I live at 432 Vine Street. That's nice, Elaine said. And who are you? She asked Fudge. Fudge Hatcher. Your little brother, Joanne asked me. Uh-huh. I never knew you had such an adorable little brother, Joanne. An adorable little brother. Joanne had never said so many words to me at once. Fudge smiled. Adorable. That's me. And I'm Daniel Mannheim. I'm 6. We know, Elaine said. You want to make something of it? Daniel asked in his best tough guy voice. Yeah, Elaine said. Put 'em up. And she made 2 fists and held them to Daniel's nose. Wow. Daniel started to cry. Don't hit me. Please don't hit me. I'm only 6. He covered his face with his hands. I'm not going to hit you, you doof, Elaine said. I only hit guys my own age. Right, Alex? And with that, she belted Alex in the gut. Cut it out, you, Alex shouted a lot of good words at Elaine. Daniel jumped up and down singing, He said the A word, he said the A word. Be quiet, Elaine said to Daniel, or I will slug you. You promised you wouldn't, Daniel whined. And I'm only 6, remember? Why don't you all cut it out, Sharon said, looking at the ground. We went inside and stopped at the candy counter to buy popcorn and Cokes. Then we found seats for the kindergarten babies, got them settled, and crossed over to the other side of the theater, where we found an empty row for the 6 of us. Alex went in first, then Jimmy, then me, then Joanne, Sharon, and Elaine. I wondered if Joanne had planned to sit next to me, the same way I had planned to sit next to her. When the picture started, Joanne offered me some of her popcorn, and when I reached into the carton, our fingers touched. Then I offered her some of mine, so our fingers touched again. By that time, my fingers were covered with grease, but who cared? I began to relax, concentrating more on sitting next to Joanne than on the movie. But maybe that was because I'd already seen it. Then, right when Superman was about to kiss Lois Lane, I felt something icy cold slither down my back. I let out a yelp. Fudge was hanging over the back of my seat with a handful of ice cubes from his Coke. "Hi, Peter!" "You little—" But there was no way I could catch him. He was already racing up the aisle. "Here, Joanne," said, handing me a Kleenex. "Could you do it?" I asked. "I don't think I can reach all the way down my back." Joanne mopped off my neck and then my back, and when she'd finished, she put her hand close to mine, and the next thing I knew, we were holding hands. Hers was soft but cold. When the movie ended, Joanne, Sharon, and Elaine walked home in one direction, and we walked home in another. "So what's it like to be in love?" Alex asked me. "What are you talking about?" I said. "What are you talking about?" Alex mimicked. And Jimmy said, "So when's the wedding?" "Cut it out, will you?" I said. By the time we got home, Alex and Jimmy were talking and laughing as if they had been best friends for about 100 years, and I felt left out. Dad had cooked a big pot of spaghetti. Danny was eyeing it until Mom told him how many onions had gone into the sauce. Not only that, but Mom had fixed a bowl of peas as a side dish. And that was funny because we never have anything with spaghetti but bread and salad. "I don't eat anything with onions, and I don't eat peas either," Daniel said. "What else do you have?" "Nothing," Mom told him. "Then I guess I'll go home for supper," Daniel said. I thought I saw Mom smile. Do you think Mom planned that? Does anybody else have peas with their spaghetti? After supper, Alex went home to get his sleeping bag, and he and Jimmy both slept on the floor in my room. I wondered why I didn't feel better about the two of them being friends. Just because they liked each other didn't mean they didn't like me, but I had a hard time convincing myself. For the next week, Fudge walked around talking to himself. To most people, he is Fudge Hatcher. A regular boy. Only his trusty Mynah Bird and his friend, Daniel, know the truth. Faster than a speeding bullet. More powerful than a locomotive. "Do you remember when I was born?" he asked me one morning. "Yes." "Did I really grow inside of Mommy?" "Yes." "Oh," he said, sounding disappointed. "Why?" "Because if I did grow inside of Mommy, then I can't be from another planet." "Take it from me," I said, "you are definitely from Earth." A few days later, Daniel told Fudge that he had been adopted as a baby. "So Daniel might be from another planet," Fudge said. "Yeah," I thought, "that would explain a lot. And he might even be able to fly." "Don't count on it," I said. "Daniel is my best friend," Fudge said. "If it turns out he's from another planet, he's going to take me there to visit." "Swell," I told him. "Don't hurry back." "You're just jealous because you don't have a friend that can fly." "I don't even have a friend from another planet," I said. "Too bad for you, Peter," and he took off, flapping his arms and calling, "It's a bird! It's a plane! What illusion is this?" Do you know what illusion this is? An illusion is when we compare or we refer to another famous story or character. So what are they talking about here when they're saying that his friend might be from another planet and he's saying faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive? It's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's... Do you remember? Okay, leave it in your comments down below the video and let me know what you think. Tomorrow will be Chapter 10, Santa Who. I will post something tomorrow night on Saturday, and then Sunday I won't post anything because it will be Easter. You do have off on Monday, so I will post another read aloud on Tuesday night. Talk to you then.